unit being developed, and they all got fired because basically was trying to basically do it to where there's no anybody like holding him. So they bring it out, coming out of the Reuters.com. It says exclusive FDA staff reviewing masks nearly were included in the Danish employee priorities, sources say. So it says real quick. It says this coming in 2017. It says U.S. Food and Drug Administration employees reviewing Elon Musk's brain implant company Neuralink were fired over the weekend as part of the broader purge the federal workforce, according to the two sources with knowledge of the matter. The cuts included about 20 people in the FDA's Office of Neurological and Physical Medicine Devices, several devices, that's what's said. So basically, this man is actually, doing away with all of the opposition that's trying to come in the way of him bringing in this so-called NWO. So when he goes into like, and he talks about like, basically like the weekend, like basically like, it's trying to call upon himself, trying to prevent that. Ultimately, it can't work in this.
Well, Shemai.
7 verse
It's just like since you said Elon Musk, he has a new AI program, supercomputer. He just bought a property in Memphis, Tennessee. But he's spoken about Memphis before.
Yeah.
There's a correlation to Egypt. That's when the whole Magi's that magic, the real witchcraft was happening. He didn't just buy it for no reason in Memphis.
So it says, this book of Psalm 7 verse 8 says, the Lord Yahweh shall judge the people, judge me, O Lord Yahweh, according to my righteousness and according to my integrity that is in me. Let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end. That's what we're doing. Like when we do these videos, when you come against Esau, basically prophesying his downfall, prophesying his destruction. That's what we want. We want this man to be destroyed, because this man is ultimately, bringing wickedness, right? And like, he has no other person to like check him other than the Most High, right? It says, although the wickedness of the wicked come to an end, but establish the just for the righteous, Most High trieth the hearts and reins. My defense is of the Most High, which saveth the upright in heart. The Most High judgeth the righteous, and the Most High is angry with the wicked every day. Right? Yeah, and that was pretty much the thing.
Precept? Go ahead. This is Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 2. It says, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, thus saith the Lord power, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God. I sit in the seat of a power, or of God, in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man, and not a power. Though thou set thine heart as the heart of the Most High, behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. Just simply reiterating, going into the point about Esau. Yes, he has a God complex, but he has become very powerful through his technology and how he has done research with his scientists. That's why he was able to get the power to split the atom. He was able to get the power to create the chip. And that really comes through inspiration on the left-hand side while he's sleeping too. Because the scripture says, "Be not ignorant of Satan's devices," and it also says that I think it's in Psalms where it says he sleeps when he's about to sleep.
Or he creates mischief on his bed.
Mischief on his bed. That's the one. Yeah. He creates a lot of mischief. So Esau, on the left-hand side, he's getting a lot of dreams and insight about what to do, right? But it says, "Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel," and Daniel was very wise because we know Daniel was a scientist going back to Babylon, and he was the one that was given all the dreams and visions and the prophecy going into the downfall of Babylon and things of that nature. So this man is very, Esau Edom, he's on a very high level when it comes to things on the left. And it says, there is no secret that they can hide from thee. Yes, they know all the secrets that is given onto them through the Spirit of Prophet Yahweh. He knows a lot of secrets that he doesn't bring out. He knows a lot of secrets about the human body that he won't tell you about. He knows he knows the secrets about the Israelites, about what we're capable of in our DNA.
That's why they have that movie or that series Supercell. I'm not sure that. It's alright.
Let me say, just, sorry, it's like, today, the elder Malcolm actually posted a video, and it basically says, like,
No, but Park on Wolf.
it says that Iran reveals CIA and FBI are monitoring the Israelites.
But then listen to that last night.
Yeah. So they watch us.
Yeah, so they've been watching.
The Israelites have been on the Project McGee.
From in the
Elder,
80s.
Elder, that's exactly what I said, Elder. That we've been doing that, like.
And they're gonna target the Great Millstone because these other camps they already sold out.
Now the thing about that I know where you got that from is it's a website on well it's a channel on YouTube called the Bible Stories or whatever, and they got a lot of good stories there. But I went and did the research, and at first AI goes into saying that the stories came from Tehran Times, the Jerusalem Post, and the Middle East Mirror. But when I went to go research it now, I couldn't find it, and I asked AI, what's up? And they spit it back that it looks like it might have been scrubbed, which is why I can't find the article.
That's why a lot of the information being scrubbed on the
And
internet.
they've been doing that for a long time too, scrubbing it.
A lot of things.
Certain definitions, when you look up on Blue Letter,
Change.
it used to be something.
It used to be the truth, yeah.
You look it up later, and it's like, the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, within like 3 days, I looked up what's the hottest continent in the world. No, it's America. That it says yes, America. So Son of Brothers. Then I looked it up again. He goes, no, America is not that continent. Right after they changed it, man.
What did they say after?
Africa.
That's what they said, no.
God.
Generally considered.
This is back in Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 4. It says, with thy wisdom and with thine understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasure houses. And you know that wisdom comes from the left-hand side, which is really all usury. You know, they've perfected usury. And, you know, they bring forth an unjust rate. That's how they've acquired all this wealth. That's why they were able to steal the Federal Reserve. You know, first it was so-called owned by the government, whatever that means. But then you have 12 families or maybe multiple families running the whole thing. And now they've stolen it. And now they've stolen trillions and trillions of dollars, and now what are you going to do?
And they forced the world to accept the American dollar as standard.
Yeah.
Actual dollar.
Yeah.
They deceived the whole world.
Okay. Now they're talking about going back into Fort Knox.
Yeah.
What are you gonna find in there?
man?
Ain't nothing in there.
Well, they're doing that to gaslight Americans because they all know that there's nothing in there. And exactly, and that's gonna, and the majority of Americans, they don't know that. You know, they actually think there's gold in there. So, and he was on stage laughing about it, and he's like, yeah, we should make a whole production and da 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 da. So it's just straight up mockery to you simpletons. You know, you're about to bug out when you found out, you know, the reality of the country you live in.
Verse 5, last verse, it says, by thy great wisdom and by thy traffic thou hast increased thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches. You know, it's everything that we've spoken of, going back to drugs, you know, they profit off of that. And really we profit off of our misery. You know, we're trafficked too as people. You know, and even if you do it by yourself, because people migrate, they move, they immigrate. Why is that? Because you want to live a better life. And, you know, that all is all done by Esau Edom. You know, that's all designed to get you to move on about. That's why they destabilize these countries, so they can heap upon all these nations to come up here. So, anyway, that was it.
It's second, and them nations come here angry as hell at America. Broke up the country, they might as well scam you, fraud you.
It's true. It's true.
They call them the Great Satan.
Yeah.
You know, the great adversary.
This is Zephaniah 3:8. Therefore wait ye wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I arise up to the prey, for my determination to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with fire on my justice. So it's what we have to patiently waiting. A lot of judgment is gonna fall. This kingdom. You know? So we patiently have to wait. And that's it, man. That's it. So that's pretty much it.
That was it?
Yeah.
This is Ezekiel 17, just line backing up for Babar read. 17 and verse 3. I'll start at verse 2. It says, Son of man, put forth a riddle and speak a parable unto the house of Israel, and say, Thus said the Lord power, a great eagle with great wings, long winged, full of feathers, which had diverse colors, came unto Lebanon, and took the highest branch of the cedar. He cropped off the top of its young twigs, and carried it into a land of traffic. He set it in a city of merchants, right, which is America. So that's that land of traffic is that great city America, which there's legal traffic, right? You have the stock market, you have the economy in general, different businesses, and then you have the what they call black market, underworld, the dark web, right, where they're trafficking all kinds of illicit things, people, children, weapons, all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
So, but that speaks to that volume, because America, when you look up America, I don't believe it's right now the top importer country, but it used to be. Right? So that shows you this was a place of consumerism, mass consumerism, and nations can make money off this place.
Yeah, well, what did they used to say about America? We used to build things here.
Yeah.
Right? And it also goes into capitalism too, right? Which is what America is supposed to be built on. But if you know anything about capitalism, you know in order for it to work, there has to be excessively rich people and excessively poor people. There can be no in between for it to really work. And so that's why you see them closing down these big box stores and creating things like the pandemic to get rid of the middle class.
Which middle class, they've always lived on what? Credit.
Yeah.
You know? Fairy dust.
Yeah, fairy dust. Yeah.
Like there's expiration. So right now you're seeing that dissipating. These people bugging you up, man.
And I guarantee you right now, fairy dust is out there in boatload. You can go and get it. I think it's very easy to get credit right now.
Yeah.
Because they're still trying to perpetrate that lie. That
Yeah, you got
A lot of these people, they're maxing out their credit cards. A lot of these Edomites right now.
Yeah.
They're catching hell. They're going to these food banks. Toronto has been under a state of emergency with the food insecurities.
Yeah.
Toronto, Kingston, all over Ontario basically. So these middle class Edomites are catching hell.
They want you to spend, that's why they'll give you a Capital One MasterCard.
Yeah,
right.
You know, 29%.
If you have good credit, yeah.
You know, Neo, Tangerine, all these are
Yeah.
not banks, these are partnership banks.
Right. So they're
now
like
it's a real
subsidiaries.
bank. Yeah. You know, they don't even count them as real banks, but they're giving out credit.
Right.
Because they still want people to, they kind of want that bond.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's the bomb.
And
Yeah.
mass consumerism, that
Yeah.
spirit's done.
It's over.
That spirit's over, man. Yeah, 2023, America was the highest import nation globally. So that shows you, this is, was that Revelation 18? So all the trading, all the different nations come and say, we can set up stocks. You know, I have my import business, I can, you know, I have this shipment coming in.
Yeah.
You know,
Now Trump's actually like putting all these tariffs on all these countries to show you that America is actually the best way people sell their goods at. So that basically, like, you know, they're basically have to basically come into produce their goods in America. That's why it's trying to do that by trying to basically like to make America great by bringing these countries in to make the goods there. That's not going to work out.
yeah, Trump's saying, oh, we don't need their lumber.
Yeah.
Talking about us. We don't need this. He's like, we have so much money, we're going to be great.
We don't know what to do with it. That's why in the Revelation it speaks about anybody who add or take from the Bible, so he's basically adding. Because it wasn't written that you can be made great again. You know?
Well, that's why it's known as, what's it called, Babylon the Great, full of abominations. They're harlots, just talking shit. That's all it does. They brought Caesar here. Caesar was made over there. We know that in 14, you know, Michelangelo. You know, but then it was brought here and broadcasted really.
Right.
You know, through the Anglican Church, through Baptist, all these different
Yeah,
churches.
that's a real rebirth.
They really,
Yeah.
that's why I said we're also our Lord was crucified.
That's right. Yeah, it's elimination. Is it eliminating? Yeah.
You get that for you?
Yeah, bring it up.
There's a book called Revelation 11 verse 8. Says, Revelation 11 verse 8 says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord Yahushua was crucified. That's the they added. Now they're actually trying to do away with it, because before you had like the AD, which means like under Domini, and the
Year of our
CE,
Lord.
Quran. But now it's like forget what the new term is, but basically they're trying to do away with that to where it's like a common era and forget this class of wars, all the other wars, but basically before like BCE, before
Common era.
Common era.
Yeah.
How they call it? CE.
Common era.
So trying to do the year of our Lord, which is Yahushua, and
Well, they said it. It's the Great Reset, eh?
yeah.
But not only the economy they're talking about, they're trying to reset everything. Everything that you think of what this place is, and the past history, and all the treachery, and all the abominations that this place has committed, they're trying to erase that from your memory. You know, remember what kind of devil this devil really is.
Well, the sea wasn't for common, it was for Christ.
Common era.
Right?
Yeah.
So they're trying to make you think that the C and BCE was before Common Era, but for the BC was before Yahushua.
Yeah. Everything is a time.
So they even removed that. Wow.
Yeah, they're trying to move that, yeah.
I got this real quick. This is concerning the tariffs. Revelation chapter 6, verse 5, and it reads, "And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast saying, Come and see. And I beheld, lo, a black horse. And he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hands. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see that thou hurt not the oil and the wine." And the oil and wine represents his truth. You know, this verse right here is what we're entering into with all these tariff wars, because things are about to get extremely expensive, more than they already are. And we're actually entering a depression, because although, you know, all you people are caught up in this left-right paradigm, when what's happening is 2 governments are having a pissing contest, and we're the ones who are getting pissed on. These tariffs don't hurt anybody else but the civilians of these countries. So these 2 guys, and this guy Carney, you guys were bringing out earlier, he's a banker. So, you know, those that are in the know, you know what he's about. He's sitting on all these different global think tanks and whatnot. So it's gonna get very serious. Now, when you go into that word, I think measure. What I was gonna bring out though, the point of me bringing that out is there's a thing called, because they were talking about how all these local stores, like you were saying, the middle class, all these local stores are gonna close up. It's because people are not spending money.
Yep.
As things get more expensive, people spend less money, and the term is called Gresham's Law. So it's just when people hold back coins and hold back their money from spending because everything's too expensive.
Not even paying rent.
Not even, yeah, con. Yeah, con. Yeah.
Mortgages is being defaulted at 90%.
90%, you see? So, anyways, all that does is it crashes those businesses anyways.
Right.
So you think you're holding money to help yourself out, but you're actually destroying another man's business, which is going to destroy you because they supply your stuff. Esau is a witch, man. He's a warlock. He knows how to,
It's a practical theory. If you want the economy to run, you have to bond money. Money has to be in the equation.
Right. Right. Currency. Yeah. Con. So yeah, we're entering this right now, man, and it's about to get serious.
That was it?
Yeah, that was it.
This is Revelation 18 and 14 in the NLT. It says, "The fancy things you loved so much are gone." They cried, "All your luxuries and splendor are gone forever, never to be yours again." The merchants who became wealthy by selling her these things will stand at a distance, terrified by her great torment. They will weep and cry out, how terrible for that great city. She was clothed in finest purple and scarlet linens, decked out with gold and precious stones and pearls. In a single moment, all the wealth of the city is gone, and all the captains of the merchant ships and their passengers and sailors and crews will stand at a distance. They will cry out as they watch the smoke ascend, and they will say, "Where is there another city as great as this?"
Mm-hmm.
And they will weep and throw dust on their heads to show their grief. And they will cry out, how terrible for that great city. The ship owners became wealthy by transporting great wealth on the seas, right? And this place operates through something called Admiralty
T-law, yeah,
right? The law of the high seas.
right.
That's why the bank is a river bank.
Yeah.
All these different
Terms, yeah.
And now they're closing different streams. That's why the money's not flowing.
That's right. That's
You
right.
know, and what they do is also, they take old notes and they put it back into the Federal Reserve, right? And what they do with that, we don't know. Right? Like those old bills, and because remember, each bill there's serial numbers on it. It's all accounted for. You know, hey, only the bankers, they whatever game they're running, they know what's really going on.
You know, it's funny, that movie,
They
Den of
put the
Thieves,
tap on, and then, yeah.
they give you a kind of an idea of what they do with that money, how they rinse and repeat it with it, right? Yeah. For any brothers who've ever
They
seen
wanted to
Den of Thieves.
steal that money, right?
Yeah, you should watch it.
It says, the ship owners became wealthy by transporting her great wealth on the seas. In a single moment, it is all gone. That was-
Zephaniah 1:10. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord Yahweh, that there shall be the noise of a cry from the fish gate, and a howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills. And that's going into the bank crash.
Yeah,
You know, the
economy
banking
crash.
system, you know, it's teetering right now, man. It's all by design. You know, because they gotta squeeze you, right? They gotta put you in a headlock and they say, okay, here's the solution. You know, it's a sea, it's a grain of rice, right? Verse 11. How ye inhabitants of Maktesh, for all the merchant people are cut down, all they that bear silver are cut off. Right? You're not gonna have access to your money. There's gonna be no e-transfer. It's not happening. You know
Tax
what I mean?
return.
Tax return. It's done. It's gonna be just a shutdown.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Universal basic income.
Con-
That's
Right,
coming.
No, he says it changed from basic to
Okay.
high income. So it's
Oh,
high
did they?
income. Yeah, he changed from basic to like high income.
For the rich.
This guy, man, his this says that his knowledge is wearisome to him. You notice he'll change things. Like it used to be fourth industrial revolution. Now is the age of the age of enlightenment.
Yeah.
He's constantly changing things. He's constantly keeping up with what we're saying, figuring out what people are thinking, where they're coasting towards to. So he's changing things constantly.
The reason why you don't hear the Great Reset anymore.
Exactly.
People caught on to that.
Because we exposed it, starting with the apostles and others on down. Yep.
You gotta read that in the NLT.
Zephaniah 1:11. NLT. Start from verse 10. That's where I read from. On that day, says the Lord Yahweh, a cry of alarm will come from the fish gate and echo throughout the new quarter of the city.
Mm.
And a great crash will sound from the hills. Right, we just saw last week, the Dow was down 1,100 points.
Yep.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
That's heavy, man.
Yeah.
You know, people, everyone was freaking out. News, the ticker was going crazy.
Yeah.
You know, verse 11 NLT. Wail in sorrow, all you who live in the market area.
Mm-hmm.
For all the merchants and traders will be destroyed.
Mm-hmm. 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 Hey, because they think that they're fine. Because what's his name? The guy that owns the Mavericks. Mark Cuban. He says people complain when the stock market crashes, but if steaks were sold for cheap, everybody would buy them. That's how they think of stocks. But these guys are they're fools because this is the Most High's will. So whether it goes up, it's gonna pop. There's a what they call it the bubble, ceiling bubble, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And if it goes down, it's gonna
ceiling,
tank. Yeah, debt ceiling. It's gonna tank. So Esau has constantly conditioned their mind to think, okay, when it's down, buy. Trust me, it's gonna go right back up because companies like Google, all these big tech companies, they're not gonna go down. So if you got stocks in that, you're fine. But these guys are all gonna tank their own companies because they're all in cahoots with the New World Order anyways.
Mark Cuban is an Amalekite too. He just changed his last name. His last name isn't really Cuban.
Not surprised.
Yeah, he's a Jew. Yeah, he's crypto.
Yeah, he's right. Yeah, he's right.
Somebody posted
Wow.
in the chat that Warren Buffett was selling all his stocks for cash. He's trying to pull in cash and selling all his stocks. And he owns every stock in the man.
Yeah, well,
He's trying. What did you say? He's trying to what?
so he's dumb.
He's been selling all his stocks.
Right.
Liquidating it for cash.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, because you're right. It's gonna crash.
Yeah.
Who knows? So they dumping stocks now.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's also the cause of other people to do the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's just he's just the what's it called?
Yeah.
He's like the gold, you know?
Yeah.
He's goading everybody,
Yeah.
exactly.
you know?
He sells it. It's a trick. That's why he sells anybody for cheap.
Yeah.
Hey,
And that's what the
who?
Rothschilds did.
I was just
right?
gonna say that's how they got control over. Yep,
Yeah.
yep,
Did the same thing.
yep.
They know when to buy too. They get that call.
Gone.
So they buy before everybody. They front run it.
Call it, they started trading.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Remember that movie, Leave the World Behind?
Yeah,
He was waiting on that phone call.
yeah. Con.
Yeah. And he didn't get the call.
Yeah, you didn't get the call. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Where we at?
Jeremiah 30 and
Yo.
7. Alas,
You got
for the day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, and he shall be saved out of it. So we're approaching persecution. We're going to be, what's that movie with Will Smith? Like we're gonna be enemy of the state. We're gonna be enemy of the state, man.
Yeah. That's a good one.
You know, and like some of us are gonna be in prison, some of us are gonna be on the run.
Yeah.
For it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and I will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. Because we're being persecuted by these nations, because we're under the curses. We're under 28:15 to 68. We're under these heavy curses, right? And the Lord is gonna lift up these curses, and He's gonna bless His elect. But they shall serve the Lord their power, and David their king, whom I raise up upon them. Right? So King David, he's in the spiritual world right now, and we believe that, that King Masha is King David, all right? And we're gonna find out in the kingdom, right?
Yeah.
Right, it says, therefore fear.
Before.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's it.
Before it came.
Yeah, because our faith,
Yeah.
It's our faith, right?
Right, con.
It says, therefore fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, saith the Lord. Neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. And Jacob shall return, and shall be in rest, and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid. So these people in the land of Israel call themselves the J people, the Ish people. They're not the people, right? Because there's not supposed to be no war, all right? But when the elect, once the elect obtains the land, right? Like they're gonna basically there's not gonna be any wars, right? There's not gonna be no
war. Yeah.
All that war shit is gonna be done.
Yeah. And all the abominations that are out there now too, like Pride Parade and
Yes.
and kosher cigarettes and kosher
Yes.
pork and all
What?
that nonsense, all that wickedness. Yeah,
They got kosher cigarettes.
They got kosher cigarettes in yeah.
Kosher cigarette.
Yeah. Come on. Like,
They have, when you look at their Supreme Court, it's a wicked place.
Yep.
Architecture, they have a pyramid.
Yep.
with an eye. Yeah. With the eye.
Over there in the land.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Ran by the Sanhedrin, and they're talking about the Noahide laws too.
Right? For I am with thee, saith the Lord, to save thee, though I make a full end of all the nation, whether I have scattered thee. Right? For we're scattered, right? The Israelites are scattered from the eastern hemisphere to the western hemisphere. Whether I have scattered thee, yet I will not make a full end of thee, but I will correct thee in measure, and will not leave thee altogether unpunished. Right, so, these guys that's gonna be in the chariot, right? They're gonna be like, yes, I'm in the chariot, right? And then, those guys are gonna be destroyed, like whoever those men are, right?
Yeah, because it all boils down to, and Apostle Gabar always brings this out. It all boils down to you being crowned.
Yes.
Until you're crowned, anything goes. You know, so that's why there's a crowning ceremony, because that's like the signet. That's what solidifies that these are the elect.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it.
I got this. This is Ezekiel 7 and 10. It says the day, and this is NLT, the day of the Lord, or the day of judgment is here. Your destruction awaits. The people's wickedness and pride have blossomed to a full flower. Their violence has grown into a rod that will beat them for their wickedness. None of these proud and wicked people will survive. All their wealth and prestige will be swept away. Yes, the time has come. The day is here. Buyers should not rejoice over bargainings, nor sellers grieve over losses. For all of them will fall under my terrible anger. Even if the merchants survive, they will never return to their businesses. For what Yahweh Bashim Yahushai has said applies to everyone. It will not be changed. Not one person whose life is twisted by sin will ever recover. For the trumpet calls Israel's army to mobilize, and that's the spiritual army is the house of David. And the mobilization is us running, like the scriptures say, write it plain so them that read will run. That's the mobilization. We're mobilizing together in the spirit. Khan. That's right.
Watching them brothers in Chicago, man. It's like a big camp of them. You know, they're out in they're fellowshipping right now.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of them.
Yeah. So it says the verse 14. The trumpet calls Israel's army to mobilize, but no one listens. For my fury is against them all. There is war outside the city and disease and famine within. So it's like, you know, Jake, if I fly over here, fly to Ghana, fly to this corner of the world, I'm okay. Thinking that you can, Jonah thought he could hide from the Most High, and look what happened to him. Now he's a man of the Lord, so how much more a wicked Israelite? So it says,
It's like it.
Yep.
You're better off where you're kind of better off where you know instead of trying to run and escape. Honestly.
You're right. No, you're right.
You know, you don't. When you go somewhere else, you don't know the land. You
Exactly.
Don't know you know what I mean?
Yeah, lay out the people.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know. So.
Yep. That's right. It says verse 15. There is war outside of the city,
So
and
like,
yep.
Because I mean, majority of the people in the world, they don't have a fighting chance anyway. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, because people in the world are like, oh, I need to get out of here. I need
Yeah.
to leave. I need to go somewhere else. Whatever. You
Yeah.
you know, even if you stay, you didn't have a chance. But you have more of a chance. But you're still gonna die. If
Yeah.
you remain in America because you're of the world, man.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have the spirit. You don't have the covering of the Abba Shem, especially for Israel. Oh, especially for Israel.
Yeah.
You heathen, fuck you guys. Heathen.
That's right. Well,
The wicked will understand.
That's right.
well, there's a
Yeah.
That's right. Exactly.
there's a precept. No, you're good. You're good. There's a precept that says that prophesies that we should leave everybody and go to their own home, leave Babylon.
That came out.
So,
Came out.
oh, did it? Oh, that's the spirit. So you know that's exactly what you're talking about.
Right.
Because the spirit of Egypt is failing. So it says, there is war outside the city and disease and famine within. Those outside the city walls will be killed by enemy swords. Those inside the city will die of famine and disease.
So that's announcing judgment for here. Famines, man. Because that's what the tariff's all about. Right? It's
That's
gonna
right.
cause a great insurrection when you can't eat, man.
That's right.
You know, that after you sir goes out the window real quick. You know? And then when it's sitting here, that gets
It gets used up. Yep.
It used up, man.
Hey, and everybody forgot about the pestilence. Everybody's focusing on tariff, money, but you got lack of money, like you're saying, and pestilence. You know, and then you got the anarchy of people robbing and running around, civil unrest. So
Pretty much plagues upon plagues.
plagues. That's right. That's right. Yep.
Measles, going on now. That was
There's an outbreak in Pearson.
con.
Oh, look at that. It says, yeah. It says, verse 17. Their hands will hang limp. Their knees will be weak as water. They will dress themselves in burlap. Horror and shame will come over them. They will shave their heads in sorrow and remorse. They will throw their money in the streets, tossing it out like worthless trash, because they, they tell you, stock up on gold, get gold, buy gold. But like you mentioned, when you're starving, you're not going to eat gold. You rather eat, you can't eat gold.
Yeah.
And even if you have a bunch of it in your basement, no one's going to trade with you because they want to eat. So it says, verse 19, in the middle of 19, it says, I'll read at the top again. It says, they will throw their money in the streets, tossing it out like worthless trash. Their silver and gold won't save them on that day of the Lord Yahweh's anger. It will neither satisfy nor feed them. Yeah, see? For their greed can only trip them up. They were proud of their beautiful jewelry and used it to make detestable idols. This is you Israelites. With your Jesus pieces and all this and that.
And that's why the scripture says a man's going to be precious.
God.
Right? In that time.
Right,
It's not going to be about money.
Exactly.
It's going to be about protection.
That's true. Yep. That's right. That's right. That's right.
It also goes back to the golden calf. When they were coming out of Egypt.
Con.
That's when Aaron, he lost a bit of faith. He was like, everybody bring a gold here, let's go to the calf because the Lord has forsaken us because Moses didn't come back. So a lot of people are just going to lose faith. Now they're gold down and build these idols too, man.
Oh, that's like that guy, Ringo TV, right?
And he's a nobody. He's a nobody. Who the fuck is that guy? Exactly. You're a complete nobody. No one cares about whether you came into GMS or not. I don't give a shit about that.
About 2006.
Yeah, exactly.
When we don't know you.
Right.
He knelt down his gold.
My goodness, man.
He had his channel, but he was going into certain occult type knowledge and shit, and exposing the industry. Talking about he's an Israelite now. He's no longer. Right?
Is there more on that? Because I have a quick precept. Is there more on it?
Ed, I'm on.
Yo.
There's more on that?
No, you're good. You're good.
Alright, so this is Numbers chapter 11, verse 32. I was reading this the other day, just thinking about the Passover. Even though it's not really linked to it, but when going into the Passover, don't think too much about the Lord just killing you, but just think about the relationship that you have, if it's good or not. Don't get caught up with all these deaths and all the judgment. Just think about building that relationship. The judgment is there for a reason, to be a memorial, of course, to remind you, but just focus on building that relationship with Yahweh Shai and doing things the best that you can, putting your best foot forward.
So the mercy that.
So you can receive that mercy, But this is Numbers chapter 11, verse 32 in the NLT. It says, so the people went out and caught quail all that day and throughout the night, and all the next day too. No one gathered less than 50 bushels. They spread the quail all around the camp. Right. This is going into the next multitude of the Israelites complaining about how good they had it in Egypt. Right. So they're complaining about not being fed right, not getting a lot of nutritious foods. They're complaining about, oh yeah, we had the leeks, we had the garlic, we had all this stuff. Right. So now the Lord fed them. He gave them all that quail. That nice chicken, right? So this is verse 33. But while they were gorging themselves on the meat, while it was still in their mouths, the anger of Yahweh blazed against the people, and he struck them with a severe plague. So don't go into the Passover thinking that it's just a dinner. This is not a lamb dinner. Because if you're thinking that way and then you're partaking in it, the Lord could wipe you out. Because the Lord, he's going to start opening up on the house of Israel.
Yep.
And that's why that brother, he had that vision the other day, and that was right on time, showing you what the Lord is going to do. If you're not right coming into this thing, whether you have any feelings against individuals, you have any inward agitations that you haven't confessed, or you brought out through the Spirit called the Al-Bashir Shai, hey, the Lord's looking at that. You know, you're going to get judged. And then
Yep.
it says, so the place was called Kibarath, right? Which, Kibarath Hatava.
Which means graves of the longing.
No, it says graves of gluttony, right?
Okay.
That's what it says here.
This was in the Strong's.
Oh, sorry?
In the Strong's it says graves of the longing.
Okay, so then just a play on words, because I'm reading NLT.
Where's that?
so
Where's
it's
our
different.
our?
Same thing.
Yeah.
So it says graves of gluttony.
Yeah, slow.
because
Slow.
there
I did.
they
Yeah, but some show.
buried
Show
the
him, show him.
people who had craved meat from Egypt. So if you're craving things from Egypt, man, the Lord sees it. You know, so
Oh.
you can't bring the things of this world into the truth. That's what certain Israelites are doing. They're trying to bring the things of Egypt, the things of the world, and trying to mix it in this truth. That doesn't fly with Yahweh Shem El Shai. The Lord is a jealous heart. If you're not thinking about me only, hey, then I'm gonna have to discard you.
Yeah.
That's where the longing comes into play. Longing to be that old man instead of the new man, putting on the new man.
Because when you come to this truth, you're supposed to mortify your members and change. You know, and a lot of people just don't want to change for Yahweh Shem El Shai.
Yep. Yeah.
And the Lord ain't gonna change for you.
Yep.
That's the reason why that guy fell to the camp on Sakari. Yeah.
God exposed.
He didn't want to let go off the world. He wanted to live in the world and be a part of this thing. He can't. He
Yeah.
had to let go off of London.
Yeah.
In 2013, he had the Passover, and I guess they had the Passover that they went to like a strip club or some shit like that.
No, that was recent.
That's like a 2020.
There was
It was like 2023 or 2022. A couple years ago.
It's the same thing.
A couple years ago.
I got something real quick. Is more on that?
No, that was it.
This is and this is 'cause what you guys were mentioning, and this is why 2/3 just need to be destroyed, because they're not right in the mind. They're completely gone. And we read this last night when we were doing the live, but this is a very good illustration of why the Most High is just gonna, when he comes, he's not doing no talking. The talking is being done right now through the prophets. When he comes, it's just judgment. So this is
This nigga on the screen.
exactly.
Talking.
I don't even know why that's on. Yeah. And so
I don't know where the remote is. I was gonna take that shit out.
yeah, you guys gotta turn that shit off, man.
So back to this. A lot of listeners, man. They got a lot of views too.
Yeah, I got it. So this is Ezekiel or number 16, and yeah, I'll start at 39. No, 40. So it says, "This would warn the Israel." Or let me start at 41. This is, but the very next morning, the whole community of Israel. So this is after, just for some context, you know, Korah stir up a rebellion towards Moses and Aaron. 250 followers, a hole opened up, swallowed them down. Then a chariot was there and laser beamed basically 250 men, killed them. That's
The new unity camp that's coming. Right? You saw Sakari, Mr. Independent. You watched him go down. It's evident. But hey, that's what it's going into.
Yep. Yep. So this is what they witnessed, and this is their reasoning the next morning. Okay. So it says, verse 41. But the very next morning, and these are the same people that Moses went and warned them. Hey, don't touch anything of theirs. Don't touch the tent. So he had mercy on them. Get away from these people, or you're gonna get killed. The same people that got shown mercy next morning. This is what they said. The very next morning, the whole community of Israel began muttering. It says muttering in the NLT, but it is murmuring. Yeah. Yep. They began muttering again against Moses and Aaron, saying, "You have killed the Lord's people." So Moses laid it out. Aaron came, or Korah came and said, "You know what, Moses? You and Aaron aren't the only Levites." Da 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 da. Moses like, "You don't respect your own office. You're a Levite too." Then Moses like, "You know what? Bet. If these guys die a normal death, the Lord's not dealing with me. But if they die a strange death, i.e. the hole open up, blah, 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 then you know the Lord is dealing with me." So the whole thing was played out in front of Israel. The guy who was rebelling, obviously got put to death, and so were the followers. You see that, you should know that, okay, this is a man of the Lord. These guys weren't a man of the Lord. But no, they woke up in the morning and it said, "You guys killed them." That's how these people reason, with judgment. That's why, I forgot what brother was doing the lesson, but he mentioned a good phrase. He said, Israel does not know the difference between mercy and judgment. The whole thing with Pegasus, You know, GMS is looked at as the reason why Israel has that outlook on them. But you don't understand judgment. You're calling for mercy, but that was judgment. Okay, so this is the same spirits coming back doing the exact same thing. So it says, you have killed the Lord's people. As the community gathered to protest against Moses and Aaron, they turned towards the tabernacle and saw the cloud had covered it. And the glorious presence of the Lord Yahweh appeared. Moses and Aaron came and stood in front of the tabernacle, and the Lord said to Moses, "Get away from all these people so that I can instantly destroy them." And Mosai is pissed, man. Yahweh Shai is mad because when Moses was speaking the first time, Mosai couldn't even let him finish speaking. He said it tells you right before he was even done speaking, the Mosai lay open on them. So
that's why they call us a hate group. Because we have so much anger.
Khan.
Exactly.
Yep. So it says, get away from all these people so that I can instantly destroy them. But Moses and Aaron fell down on the ground, and Moses said to Aaron, "Quick, take an incense burner." You can imagine the moment. He's like, "Quick, go, get the incense!" You know, fumbling, running around, serious stuff. And it says, and Moses said to Aaron, "Quick, take an incense burner and place burning coals on it from the altar. Lay incense on it and carry it out among the people to purify them and make them right with the Lord Yahweh. Yahweh's anger is blazing against them." So they're dying. They're hearing screams. People are dying while they're trying to get the incense burning together and everything.
That's right.
The plague has already begun. Aaron did as Moses asked him. I'm going to skip down. This is the main point here. It says, verse 48, he stood between the dead and the living, and the plague stopped. But 14,700 people died in that plague. In addition to those who died in the affair involving Korah. Then because the plague had stopped, Aaron returned to Moses at the entrance of the tabernacle. So not even within 24 hours, 15,000 Israelites were, boom, taken off the face of the earth. In a horrific fashion, man.
That's right.
This is a blood moon. It's going to be a blood moon tonight. So the Most High is going to get busy. And that's a message to all the Israelites that have the eyes to see and the ears to hear spiritually. You got Israelites that are jumping on certain brothers' channels when they do lessons about the full moon or the blood moon, and they're saying, "Don't be dismayed at the signs, Zach." That's a response to it.
I was gonna say that 14,007 that's 14,007 and 7, so that's complete balance, right? Because
I think you were saying something like that too.
And then 700 is right, it's balance. So yeah.
That was it?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me get this real quick, Elder.
All right, get one last one. We're closing up.
And being dismayed at the signs of heaven is not even going into that. It's going into the Luciferian ideology. Their spring equinox and all of that bullshit. But just to back you up, Psalms 110 and 3, thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power. In the beauties of holiness from the womb of the morning, thou hast the dew of thy youth. Right? But the point is that we need power, man. People have to die.
Yeah.
People have to see strength to understand what's going on.
That's true. Yep.
When you see heads roll, that's when people are going to get in line. It's not now.
Yeah, it's true. That's very true.
All right, so with that, we're going to close up. We're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of GMS. Kwam Yasharallah.
Kwam Yasharallah. Abad Babal. Shah Pasak. Shalom. Yeah, Shabbat Shalom.
It's everything. It's everything in one. It's everything.
Yeah, it really is.
It's literally everything. Hey, Shalom. Yabashim Yashepra. That's Shalom. Yeah, the bathroom's there.